Are we on? You did record all that, right?
No.
Oh, God damn it. You just now are hitting the button and you stopped it?
You've been
No,
stopping
you keep
it.
that rolling
It's
because that's what we were doing.
Oh,
That's what we do.
Shit.
Bloody amateurs.
We have to get a new camera lady.
All right, so
Okay, so.
are we on?
So
Are we rolling?
I think we're rolling.
We're rolling.
Are we rolling, Bob? Okay, so auto high.
Yeah,
And you go to function 2.
got it.
And you can set it up however you want. This is the way I set it up. That with
6400.
6400 is beautiful on this camera.
Cool.
And the minimum at 100.
Yep.
And then don't set that on auto down
Oh,
there.
you want
That'll
125th,
completely
yeah?
fuck you up. Well, it depends.
Are we allowed to swear on camera?
We can swear whatever we want. We're going to fucking YouTube with this. We can do whatever we want. We can show nipples and everything. Here's that adjustment lever we're talking about. Right there. Oh, I've lost the accent. That's okay. Anyway, if you push it in, you can set this up to have your ISO here, what kind of autofocus you want. This is where I switch between snap, manual focus, and spot. And then your snap distance, exposure compensation for your flash, and then your drive mode, which is, depends on what I'm doing. I kind of keep this usually set to off, but occasionally I'll put it on continuous when I'm doing something, working with like, shit, I don't know.
All right.
So change shutter speed.
So 125th.
Well, I've got mine set to 125th right now.
Yeah, but
My accent is drifting all over the place.
yeah, where are you from?
I don't know. I'm right at the moment.
Okay. So 1/250th would be my normal go-to on my A7, on my A1, sorry.
Right, and why is that?
Because I want to be able to capture
You
the moment without doing any
First
motion
of all,
blur.
you owe me $1 for saying capture in my presence.
Sorry.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Secondly, because you want nice, sharp images for your clients.
That's what
Correct?
I meant. I don't want movement in the
Correct. Well, this is
camera.
where I'm going. What is this camera for? Is it for your clients?
No, it's for me.
No, it's for you. You want to make art. Is art in focus?
And also,
Never.
this is 28mm lens, right? Equivalent. So,
Exactly.
so I can go to all the way down to whatever I want.
Like the 30th, the 15th.
I'm feeling
even, if
frisky.
you want a little bit of motion and blur. I normally keep mine around 60, and that seems to work quite well. Yesterday, I was chasing birds around. So I wanted it to be a little sharp because I was moving a lot. They were moving a lot, so I gave it a little bit
You know
of...
what? I'm going to go with 125th of a second because that's good for me. And
Okay.
I'll play with it afterwards, though, mate. Thank you for the
Okay, you're very,
advice.
very
I like seagulls.
Okay, so the next one I have set, so you don't have this. So you're going to have to set this up in your menu.
I don't even
as
know
to
what that. What is that?
I don't know what that is. Let's see. And see, we can cut all this out, so
Okay.
don't worry about what you're doing. And so luckily that'll be taken off. Oh, here we go. It's under a little round disc up here. It's under the spaceship, flying saucer.
Yeah.
And
Restore
it
default.
is no, not that. It's adjustment lever is what they call that.
Adjustment
Believe it or not,
lever. Okay.
lever.
I thought it was adjustment lever.
Well, it's lever if you live here. Clearly,
Got
I
it.
do not.
Okay. Picture size was all that was. So, hang on. No, I want that to be
You want ISO, focus.
focus. Got it.
No, you in this order, so we can be mates
I'm trying to work it out. I'm just trying to do that. Okay. Function 2.
that way. Yeah.
Focus. Right.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I did
and
do
then-
it right.
And oh shit.
Snap focus
And then
distance.
snap focus distance.
Got it. We'll go back to that in a minute, right? To set that properly. Okay, and then
Flash compensation.
flash. I don't use the flash on this. This is
Flash-
another thing.
oh, Let
Yeah.
me show you. I'll show you some snaps that I just made outside that That's the power of this little camera.
Flash compensation. Got it.
Indeed, because it syncs to any shutter speed. Anything, anything, 4 thousandths of a second,
That's pretty
and it'll
amazing.
put out enough light to do some amazing things. And then continuous mode, that one I switch back and forth to this and that. But occasionally I like to shoot
Spray 'em.
bursts.
Got
in
it.
This.
Yeah.
For birds, for example, yesterday. That's why it's set over on here, because I was on the coast with the gulls.
Okay.
Had an amazing experience with a pelican. I will have to tell you about it.
Right. Brilliant. Okay.
Had a nap with one. Not
With a pelican.
a pelican
Nice.
whose bill can hold more than his pelican. See what I did there?
What have the IRS and a pelican got in common?
They're birds of a feather.
They can both shove their bills up their arse.
That's pretty funny.
There we go.
Okay, so very good. So now we can go back
Right.
to our adjustment lever.
Got it.
That's what it was called. And we can go to the AFMF.
AFMF. Yeah.
That's the second one. So most of the time I'm on spot AF.
You are. Okay.
I am. If I'm walking around on the street or doing whatever where I just know I'm going to set my hyperfocal distance, I'll put it on snap.
Got it.
Now, here's a beauty of this camera. So while in Iceland, we had this occurrence of this crazy light.
You had
in
this what?
A thing happening.
Occurrence.
Occurrence.
Okay.
This happening in the sky where it turned like green and yellow and
Right.
sometimes even rouge. And I was like, I have to go photograph this. So I alerted all the attendees and they all ran out with their highfalutin big GRII cameras. And none of them could get focused because it's in the middle of the night and they poke their lenses up in the sky and it just won't focus, right? Because there's really nothing to focus on. See that little thing right down there at the bottom?
The two circle, like a pair of glasses. That
Like
you
a pair of glasses, exactly. That's
Like an
actually
eight-
called an infinite sign.
figure of eight. There's four on this side.
It's a lazy eight. That's what I call it. It's
Cool.
laying down.
Cool.
Laying down on the job. It's a lazy eight. So that lazy eight is actually infinite focus.
Wow.
Yes. So all we have to do is like that. We don't even have to gain focus. We just start shooting. Whatever's infinity will be in focus. There's no delay. You are set up, ready to roll.
So
Okay, so a good feature to have.
that's really good. So quick question though for that. So
Aye.
would that work for like landscape stuff too, or is it?
Absolutely.
Well-
If that's what you shoot, if you don't have a foreground,
Yeah.
but if you're shooting a landscape without a foreground, you're shooting pretty shitty landscape. Give some
Right.
story to it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you're probably not going to use that. But
Right.
snap, that's where snap comes in. Okay.
Okay.
So snap focus, you can actually adjust where your focus begins
Mm-hmm.
and where it will fall off, depending on your aperture, of course. So let's move. Let's say we're going to use snap,
Yeah.
but now in our next box over,
Okay. Yep.
we just snap it on over to
Alright.
snap meter, right? So I've got mine set for 2.5 meters, which is about what, 7 feet.
Yeah, that's why I have mine too right now as well.
About. So that means anything from 7 feet to say infinity,
Mhm.
which is that lazy 8, right, will be in focus if you're shooting at like f13. Even f11, it's going to be right close there, right? So I shoot mine at f11 a lot, and it works out great. Great.
Cool.
Now, if it's
So
subject
F8 would not be good then.
no, not as great because it's not going to be as in focus in the foreground and as in focus at infinity, but there'll be that window out there that will still be in focus. It's not a deal breaker.
Got it.
So, but at 1 meter, if we set it to that, like now, you can instantly see the camera is in focus, right?
Mhm.
And it doesn't need to find focus, so it makes it a speed demon of a camera, faster than anything out there.
Right.
Besides a manual focus, like something that you do the same thing on the manual lens. You use hyperfocal distance, right?
Right.
With the little lines on the
Got it.
lens, you know. These little bars, that's what all that is, right?
Yeah, maybe show the camera what
You know that. So, like, this is all hyperfocal distance. So if you set this to, see, there's that lazy 8, it shows up all over the place. So if I set that to 16 right there, that means at f16 on this lens, so we'll have to set this to f16 on this lens. It will be at f16, it will be in focus from infinity, and then you go over here to f16 and to about 12 feet or so. 12 feet. So 12 feet to infinity will be in focus in this, so you never have to miss focus. That's why this is set to 2.5. So when I'm walking on the street, if I'm 6 feet away from something or somebody, that I don't want them to know that I'm actually photographing, because I don't want their reaction. I want who they are in the moment.
Yeah.
I can just point it to the side and click. And I know by making that shot that I just made that that beam is in focus, and whatever's going on back there is also in focus. And it just always is.
It's good cheese.
That's the beauty of that. Now, I said the next one was flash compensation. Right?
Yes.
And you said, Barbie, but I don't need no flash. I don't need a stupid flash. I mean, look. How dumb is that?
No, I know you use it, so
I use it a lot, and that's why. That's another reason I use the GR2 over the GR3.
Right.
With the
GR3 doesn't have a flash, right?
There's no flash. You'd have to carry an auxiliary on top, which I don't want to carry anything. That's the whole idea of this. It fits in my pocket. So with this flash on here, so I made that out there, and it's got this legal abortion nation. So I'm telling a story, right? And I'm finding this light post. Here's what it looks like originally,
Oh yeah.
right? But now I'm making it into something of a bit more of a story. And I'm using the line of the building there to create something. And this is a little further back, so I'm using the flash a little more gingerly. But you can see that where the light shadow of that is hitting. So knowing that is why I went into that. So I knew that the light ended, this would be black. So putting a little bit of light on there made that pop up. Shooting zone focus tells me that that is going to be in exact focus, as well as the top.
Wow.
Right? And I don't have to think about it. Boom, back,
Nice.
so that makes it quite nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, just alone like that, just looking at these tones. And so this is snap focus as well. So this is right over here on the side of the building, right?
Right.
So I love the Wrigley's sign and I love the Coca-Cola sign, but there's no way with any camera that I could focus through that tree to get that. But if I'm on snap, I know it will be in focus anyway, so I just point and shoot. Literally point and shoot. And it's all in perfect focus back there.
Scroll.
Right? So it makes it quick. It makes it a very powerful tool. And this is while walking. Like, I don't even slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time I want to put a little mood into it, a little bit of last night we were in this beautiful wetlands, back bay, I think it was called, up in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, beautiful. And so this thing came out kind of like my beard, right? This little peninsula that came out, and I loved it. But I thought, oh man, remember what I said about the landscape? So if you're shooting them just for out there and getting no foreground,
Yeah.
it's bloody boring,
Yeah.
right? Enter the little pop-up flash, right?
I thought that was your beard.
No, it could be. You've seen it before where I use my beard in front of the camera.
No, that's
Look
really
at that.
nice. Yeah.
It gives it a whole nother
It
dimension.
almost looks like a double exposure.
It does. And it kind of is.
Right.
But it's doing it at the same time, right? So you're exposing two different ones. So I was so inspired by playing like this. I hiked out like this with the pop-up flash on, which I will show you. So going down these walkways and creating this sort of dynamic look, right?
Yeah.
And through the trees and the moon, there's one in here that's just absolutely, and this is all kind of like, you know, by chance, kind of.
It's playing as well.
But it's play, yeah. But it's very serious play, and that's what I
Playing
like.
with a
to
purpose.
teach. Playing with a purpose.
Wow, that's cool.
Look at that. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And it's very unexpected. And that's the beauty when you can do stuff like this, and it's unexpected.
Wow.
Look, right?
That's awesome.
I mean, look at this. You talk about the bokeh in that. Look at that. But that's not bokeh-ish. It's movement.
Right.
But the strobe of this is freezing everything else. But I'm shooting it like a 1/8 of a second there, probably.
Yeah.
A 1/6 of a second.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was a pretty good guess.
And you're shooting aperture priority here, or you
That
shoot?
was your priority. Yep.
You shoot that pretty much all the time with this camera.
Most of the time. But that's like walking out and creating these scenes
Yeah.
that, you know, it's pitch black in front of me. It's just the moonlight. And all day long you shoot. And I'm not looking through the camera. I'm not trying to focus. I'm
So
just,
sorry, what aperture you at for those ones there? When you're like in the dark there with the flash? Is it wide open or what?
no, I'm at like 5.6.
Okay.
5.6 at 6400. Right. So yeah, playing around with
Nice.
the flash because the flash is everything. I mean, it's just, and this is just the best. And take a peek in there, like you can see it proper. You know,
Yeah. It's really cool.
yeah, and it's great to focus like, 'cause and you just do that. It's down. It's great.
I need to get one of those. As I said before, I would just keep doing this.
Yeah, it works. You just, you know, and you can check it out, especially bright sun. And this was the thing when I went to Iceland, I had forgotten mine.
Oh.
And Chris, my savior,
Chris Boulder.
Chris Boldick, you know Chris.
Yeah.
Went to France with
Came
him.
with
Yeah,
France,
yeah. He had bought one, and I just realized I think this is Chris's.
You might want to give it back
I
to him.
just,
Hey, Chris.
Chris, I'll be sending this back to you and starting to use mine. I wonder why I had 3 of these things the other day. Yep, this is his. So, thank you. I'll send you a fee along with it and a print, maybe. So yeah, it was a lifesaver over there because I had forgotten it. I'm like, and this is what I brought to Iceland for 21 days with a little tiny camera.
Right, I remember you telling me you were going to do that. I was like, wow, you're brave.
Not real smart.
That's the kind of stuff that I was shooting anyway. I didn't really need to focus, recompose, or.
No, it's a 28 mil.
And you're shooting it at f11 or whatever.
Yeah, but I shoot it a lot at 2.8 too. So,
Right.
but at 2.8, I just keep it right in the center because it's a 28 mil. If you're going to make a portrait at 2.8 with this, you're not going to want to put somebody to the side of a 28 mil lens. They're going to hate you because they get large on the sides, right? Now, great. So, okay, so now take that same portrait, put the flash on.
Okay. So I haven't even didn't
It
have to
takes
pop it
a
up.
minute to load. And then, okay. So it's a little bright, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you'll get the hang of this by just tuning that down right there.
Okay.
There you go.
-1.
No, 1.6 or 1.8.
Okay. 1.7.
1.7, yeah, I guess that's what it is. And that's, you know, you have to adjust it sometimes, but it's, well, you have image review set up, I think. Turn that shit off. Because what you see is what you get. You don't need it. You can see it pops up momentarily. So
Yeah.
go to menu. And And then you want full press snap on. I forgot about this.
Where's that?
So if you go under the camera.
Yeah, I'm on. I'm on.
Okay, good. So that means even if you're in autofocus and not snap focus, if you smash it all the way down, it's going to make the photo whether it's in focus or not.
Cool.
Period. A lot of the times I will shoot in birds. These are not speed demons
No.
in processing or anything. But if I want to make a lot of portraits, most of the time, like I'm making a portrait every time, I can't see through this. There's nothing. But we get used to knowing what a 28 millimeter frame is, right? And we just keep it as level as we can, and we just go, and we get all these good photos.
So I remember that because I know when you did the portraits of my girls,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the great stuff was the fact that you were able to then take your eyes off the camera and be just talking to them, and the camera was just like a side.
I'm connecting with my subject, right? So I can just goof around with them and just use my face to make them do whatever I want. It's my little string on my puppet.
Right. That's really, it's one of those things that we forget about is, having a massive great camera in front of your face.
Right.
Especially when you're dealing with kids, right? To be able to, or even any subject really, but to be able to communicate and connect with them.
I've already got 2 GR2s and a G3 GR3X that I'm getting used to. It's a little bit of a different bird, but I want to have at least 3 more of these by end.
3 of them?
Yeah.
3 different ones?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to have 3 more?
Because they're going to go extinct. And this has been my very favorite camera I think I've ever had.
Really?
I think so.
And you got the attachment to make it wider as well, right?
I have a wide angle adapter.
And how does that work?
Great. I also have, I got the whole kit in the car. I should have brought it in. I also have the lens hood that goes on that accepts 49 millimeter filters. So I can put, I had 21 stops of neutral density on this in Iceland, making 8-minute exposures. No problem. The wind is ferocious, right? Imagine this little thing sitting on top of a big old tripod. It doesn't even move. Imagine that thing in a wind. And you got a blurry photo. This shot is a lovely. Everything's protected. Whoop, whoop. I've taken it apart once to clean it.
Yeah, dust.
The dust will get in the sensors on these. It happens.
Was it difficult to do?
You wait till it get. What's that?
Was it difficult to open it up and clean it?
Oh my!
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit scary. Like everything, this screen, the electronics, all these wires, you have to disconnect and remember where they go, and then you unscrew the sensor, and then you go underneath the hot mirror.
Yeah.
That's in there, and then you have to go under the neutral density filters in this one because I had dust on my lens on the back element.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I had to go deep in high, and this worked. That didn't sound good. I had to go deep into this camera and find my little dust bunnies.
Oh wow.
Yep. Glad I re-recorded that. Yes.
So that S there, is that snap? What's that mean?
Yes, it's snap and 2.5. Is your meet this, right?
So is that if I just do that then, just hammer it down without thinking, it's going to do that, is it?
You can do anything in snap focus.
So right now I'm in spot AF. I was in snap before. Sorry.
You were in snap, right?
Yeah. So okay. So if I'm over here, like you say, sorry. So if I'm shooting over here, and I come back over here and shoot like that, then it'll go into snap focus, will it?
Yes. Full press snap is when you mash it down. It will take the photo with the snap focus set.
That's what I thought it was. I mean. Yeah.
So it's no matter what, it's going to fire. That's like if you see Bigfoot, right, in the woods, and you want a photo, you don't care whether it's sharp or not because no one's ever gotten a sharp photo of Bigfoot anyway.
Right.
You just snap it. That's the other feature. Do you use macro on this? Because it's brilliant.
What's that?
It's the little flower.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I went through some
Yeah.
else.
It
Yeah,
does,
I do use that actually.
it does great.
I do use it for, you know what I've used it for a lot is for ring shots.
I can guess. Oh, ring shots, yes.
Yeah, shots of
Right.
rings, not
Finger rings. We're talking finger rings, right?
rings, bridal rings, engagement rings.
Bridal rings.
Are we going to get kicked out?
Is that like for horses? Let's go play with these on the street and see what we can come up with. What do you say?
Let's do that.
I think we ding them together.
There we go. Lovely.
Okay. Well done. What?
Cut.
Do you say cut? No, we say cut. Cut.
And now for a few snaps. Here's one by Joe and then one by me. We're just walking around Raleigh, North Carolina. Can't you see? We've got Ricohs in our hands and we are very gay. We're happy is what I mean. And don't you all say that we are good?
You have to say action, or we don't know what.